You're tired of getting in your own way and you want to see real progress getting made. Well, I've got a method that is going to get you there, but it takes a bit of a burning desire within to actually achieve it. Because what you're going to do is actually go backwards. I know you want to get started right away. So let me go over real quick what I learned in Dopamine Nation with you. That way you fully understand what it is I'm trying to say. We have this seesaw that she illustrates for us in the book. And she's going over pleasure and pain. And this is your brain's way of trying to get homeostasis happening. But here's the thing, it's tilted because we live in a world of instant gratification and we're allowed to just get anything we want in the snap of a finger. And evolution hasn't even caught up with this yet. So it's really difficult, honestly. Don't blame yourself too much for it. We just haven't evolved to this level of abundance in life. Our ancestors had so much scarcity, right? So it's really tricky, but once you're aware of it and you know that like, oh wow, this is actually really bad. Like it's making me off balance. My body isn't able to really have a burning desire to go after what I want because I'm having too much pleasure in my life. And pleasure can look like chocolate, social media, gaming, the list goes on. Things that make you happy and are kind of essentially like your second life because you're kind of hiding them from other people. You don't feel good about it. You feel kind of shameful. And then that seesaw tips over really hard and that's not good. So she introduces this idea where the gremlins come in. And this is the gremlins trying to get homeostasis happening, your body's way of trying to get balance again. But the gremlins are kind of evil and they like to press on the pain. So they like to really jump on and try to get you to feel more pain when you put more pleasure into your life. You really don't want these gremlins hanging around because they wreak havoc. They want to camp out. They want to stay. They don't want to make your life easier. You need to figure out how to get the balance happening. And what you can actually do is bring pain into your life. I know that seems kind of crazy, but they end up liking it and they go on to the pleasure side and it ends up getting balanced out that way. And some simple, easy ways that you can do that are by quitting things that are no good for you, like the shopping, the porn, video games, anything that is really your second life. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to quit something that is really bad for you for a solid month before you step into the next month of achieving more than what most people do in an entire year, okay? If you can do that, you're gonna make so much more progress because most people don't realize how bad it is to have so much overindulgence in pleasure. And one last thing that I want to go over in this book was that she said you can embrace boredom and that's gonna help you feel happier because it's going to allow you to seek natural forms of dopamine instead of unnatural and fast-paced forms of dopamine, which is the bad things that we do in our second life. So if you can figure out whatever that is, right? Just one of those things. Maybe you have multiple, okay? Start easy and be easy on yourself. And just start with one of those bad things and quit for a solid 30 days, okay? And when you're able to do that, you can see how much better your life is without it. You're gonna go through withdrawals. It's not gonna necessarily be easy. But in order to achieve more than most people do in 1 month, it's not an easy way to go about it. You have to have that burning desire, like I had said before. And if you can do that, you can actually go after your goals because you're gonna have the excitement. You're gonna have the natural excitement to go after the things that you want when you are able to take away the things that aren't good for you. And overall, you're just gonna end up enjoying life more. You're gonna feel less stressed. You're gonna feel less depressed. She goes over a lot of stories actually where people do have severe addictions with things. And when they're able to quit for that solid month, they're able to feel better. They can live a life that feels more harmonious, more balanced. That's what you want. You just want to bring that seesaw, like I said, to back to homeostasis, complete balance, and feel good and have the energy to go after your goals instead of half-assing it, because that's what most people do. They half-ass it and then they give up. But if you actually want to see real progress getting made, you need to get rid of at least one thing that is stopping you from really going after your goal. Because think about how much time you spend on that thing that is your second life. I've got one story actually in the book that I want to share with you that really hit it for me, that made so much sense, and that's why I'm so excited to share this with you. There was this girl, her name was Delilah, and she had smoked weed for years. She was junior high in high school, I think it was. And she had finally decided, well, her parents actually forced her into therapy with the girl that wrote this book. And she said to her, I don't really want to be here, but I have anxiety. And once she had quit smoking weed for a month, her anxiety actually went away. And she was so thankful that she ended up quitting. And she didn't even realize that the weed was causing her anxiety. And that's the thing. Something that your second life is probably causing you anxiety. It's probably doing things that are making your life harder and you don't even realize. So that's why try quitting it and see how you feel. Just experiment. You don't have to stick with it forever. The girl even said, like, when she was asked, well, do you still want to smoke weed? And she said, well, yeah, recreationally. Like, when I want to be creative, I want to smoke weed. And that's fine. As long as you're not doing it constantly, as long as you're not dependent on it. Because this girl previously, before she had quit, was so dependent on smoking in order to get through her day and thought that that's how she was able to combat anxiety. She didn't realize. And that's the thing, you probably don't realize that your second life problem, porn, shopping, video games, whatever it may be, is causing you a lot of stress and a lot of trouble and making you unhappy and making you depressed, right? And if you decide to take what I just said seriously and quit what your second life is for a solid month and see how you feel, that next month, which is where you're going to achieve more in 1 month than most people do in a whole year, is going to make such a big difference, and it's gonna be so much easier. We wanna set ourselves up for success, and the easiest way to do that is to pick from 3 categories. You've got health, wealth, and relationships. And when you're able to focus on one of those things and just go all in on that, you're gonna actually see real progress getting made. Instead of having energy put into each one of those categories, just pick one. Maybe you're broke and you need money, you gotta focus on wealth. It's the season of wealth. 3 months straight, just focus on wealth and figure out, well, what can I do to make money? What do I need to be doing? And have it written down. That's another thing. You gotta plan tomorrow today. And I learned that from Brian Tracy from the book Eat That Frog. It's such a good way to go about getting things done because you're writing it down. You're taking your hand that's connected to your brain, right? And you're physically touching paper or a planner or an iPad, whatever you want to do, right? Something needs to get unloaded from your brain and onto a piece of paper so you actually take it seriously instead of keeping it in here and thinking about it. Because tomorrow comes around and you're going to forget about it. But if you write it down the night before, which was like the whole plan tomorrow today, your subconscious mind is going to go to work while you're sleeping, and you're going to be thinking about how you need to go about getting that task done. And I highly recommend trying it. That's the biggest thing that's helped me so much, and most people don't know about it. Just writing something down is so simple and easy. All you got to do, 5-10 minutes tops, right before bed, and you're going to wake up and you're going to be more driven to go at it. And another thing you can do is as soon as you get out of bed, you just say, do it now, do it now, do it now. And that really helps because that's the action word, do it. Just do it now. Whatever that thing is that you really do not want to do, that's the first thing you do. That's the frog. And some days are going to be easier than others. You're going to still feel like, well, where's my motivation? And a really good thing that I like to use is a part of my 5-step framework, which I offer in my coaching program. If you're interested in that, you can scroll down right now and click on the top link in the description. But what the one step of the 5-step framework is to find your fuel. It could be something that somebody said, like a friend or a family member or somebody you didn't like, they just pissed you off. And that's your fuel. You keep that in your head on the days where you want to sleep in, on the days where you just really do not want to do the thing that you're supposed to be doing that's actually going to make you progress towards your goal, okay? And you let it repeat. And I know that seems like a little harsh, but it actually fires you up and it makes you want to prove them wrong. Like, let's say, for example, oh, you're never going to be able to be a YouTuber. You don't have what it takes, right? Let that be your fuel. Repeat it often in your head when you feel really drained or really like not about it. You just don't have that motivation. That is a key motivator for me. I love it. Everyone I've ever talked to about it has said that works so well for me. Thank you. So give that a try and really do that when you feel kind of stuck and just kind of sluggish. And next I want to talk about death by 1,000 cuts. This is losing your phone charger when you're in the middle of working on something and your laptop dies, right? Have a phone charger with you. Have a laptop charger with you. Have everything that you need so you don't have to get up and walk away, because those are, every time that happens, that's a cut. And it's like, oh, well, now that took like 20 minutes because I'm searching for my charger. I'm trying to figure out where the hell it is. Or let's say you're out and about and you just went to the grocery store, but then you end up going to Ulta and you end up going to Target, or you end up going to Home Depot. Each one of those places was not on the list. So that's why you really want to make sure that you're taking advantage of real lists and making sure that you have tasks on a list with a planner, with a real planner or a digital planner. Either one is totally fine as long as you're just taking the time to have something intangible in front of you that you can look at and reference throughout the day and make sure that you're getting those things checked off. So my microphone actually died, but that brings up a really good point with what I was trying to say with pain and pleasure earlier. You could see that like it got kind of dark out. Maybe you can't, I don't know, but I'm being honest here. My microphone died. I had to stop recording because I had to let it charge and then come back into it. And the thing is, that brought me a little bit of pain, but I'm used to pain. That's the body's way of homeostasis, like we're getting that balance, right? If your seesaw is out of whack and something bad like that happens, a lot of people give up. And old me would have gotten really frustrated and upset and been like, I'm not gonna finish recording this. But now that I've been able to get that balance, that balanced seesaw, and I feel good, I was like, I can do this. It's not a big deal. Like, whatever. I'll just chill out for a bit and then I'll resume recording again. And I just thought that was such like a perfect example of like a real life scenario happening. And also to bring up the fact that like I should have prepared the night before and charged my microphone so I wouldn't have had this happen. That's another way that you can achieve more, is if you prepare for things and you actually take the time to figure out like, what do you need to make sure that is going to be charged, working, your clothes, what are you going to say, all the things like that. Those are really important things in order to have like a YouTube channel, if that's something you're interested in, which I highly recommend doing it. I always say this on my channel. If there's anything I think everyone should give a try, is to create content, because it shows you things about yourself that are like working out in your life and what's not, and then you learn a lot about yourself. I'm gonna make a whole video on that soon, so stick around and stay tuned for that. And I can guarantee you, if you choose at least one thing that is a part of your second life, maybe weed is too much for you right now, maybe tackle chocolate, maybe tackle online shopping, maybe tackle something that's just a little bit easier, I can guarantee you that you're going to achieve more in 1 month than most people do an entire year. And if you need help doing that, I can help you. Like, I can be your accountability partner. I do that. I help people go after their big goals, their big dreams, their business, their YouTube channel, whatever that may be for you. I can help you get going after it, because I know you probably don't have somebody sitting next to you right now telling you like, you got this, you can do this, and leading you on to success, right? Don't surround yourself with people that are like chopping your legs off and telling you you're not good enough either. I really want to stress that too. I think that's a huge thing that people just don't take seriously, and that actually stops a lot of people from getting what they want out of life. And if you got something like that sitting next to you, then get rid of them, honestly. It's not worth it. And listen, if you want to work together though, scroll down right now, click on the top link in the description, and I will see you next time. All right, bye for now.